look at this one interpretation we have for divergence. That divergence is a way of measuring whether, when you're interpreting the vector field as representing a flow of a fluid that can't be compressed, then if you have a bunch of stuff like this happening, if this is what your vector field looks like, then, well, if the fluid can't be compressed, but it's all kind of flowing in towards the same point, it's having to just disappear. That whatever that fluid is that this flow represents is just spontaneously disappearing, and we would call this a sink. And here the divergence is negative. We call it a sink. Similarly, if the field looks kind of like this, well, this is a fluid whose density is fixed. That's the interpretation that we're taking. And how could that possibly be if there's this constant flow of stuff out of there, but the density is not changing? Well, it must be spontaneously generating inside of here. So this picture where the divergence is positive, we'd call this a source. So this is roughly speaking what we're going to do in this problem. The problem gives us a particular vector field f, which is, let's see, x squared y minus yz, and xy minus y squared, and xz. We're going to compute the divergence of this. And let's see, what is the divergence of this? Well, it's 2xy, that's the x partial of this guy. And then I got to take the y partial of that, which is x minus 2y. And then plus the z partial of that, which is x. And altogether I have 2 times, let's see what looks like a x minus y plus xy. There's our formula for divergence. Now the problem asks about this particular point. So at the point 1, 2, 1, well, that's x, that's y, that's z. I'm going to plug into here and see if it's positive or negative. And it looks like I have 1 minus 2 plus, let's see, plus xy, which is 2. And this all together is 2, which is greater than 0. And since it's greater than 0, we're going to call this a source. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
With the explanation, you just can simply state that since that is greater than, that's all you want in the explanation?
Yeah, that's right. You say that the divergence is positive, and as per the interpretation about incompressible fluids, this is a field source.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. All right.